Tell him just, come on. It's like every...
Chris goes, no, don't start.
We already started, Chris. Listen. Knock on the door when you get here.
I did. Oh, shit.
What's happening? I just sent you the email.
Oh, there he is.
There you are. Get off my phone, man. Okay. All right.
Fuck. What's going on with this thing today?
What's wrong with you?
Hi, Jack.
Listen, how many times you have done this now, man?
Man, it's funny because I've watched a bunch of the episodes since I've been home, and I've seen you guys giving Chris a hard time for not being on time.
Oh, no, he's pretty good with time now. He's pretty good with time.
I heard Chris said that your mom said you and Time don't get along, right?
Yeah. You know.
I know that's not. Hey, listen, PJ, that's not a Chris thing. That's a black thing.
Okay.
I'm the only one that's on time because that's that German in me. I mean,
German. Yeah.
There's no fucking possible way that if I can control it, then I'm late.
Yeah,
I would be
German,
early.
I get it.
I would be early.
PJ, I was coaching Dennis back in the day, and then I do the diet, and he goes like, "Is this 7 a.m. or 7:05? Is this 37 or 38 grams of carbs?" Jesus Christ, you know what I mean? That's the precision.
Yeah, that's great.
That's who I am.
Dave Palumbo was my first coach when I was young. And I used to ask him a lot of questions. I know I used to drive him crazy, but on all my meals, he had me eating 8 asparagus spears, right? So one day I was like, what's the secret to the 8 asparagus spears? And he goes, nothing. I just knew you were going to keep asking me, so I just made up the number so you wouldn't ask me anymore.
Hey, but you know what? Do you know how big the fucking asparagus spears are in Germany? This thick. And this long. So you bring 8, that's like...
That's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, that's like a half a kilo of asparagus. Yeah. Chris, I'm a little disappointed, man, with you, to be honest. I want to throw this out for everybody to hear. Everybody who's listening. Everybody who's listening, I want you guys to understand I'm a little disappointed. I'm not mad, I'm just a little disappointed. Because I was trying to promote a show off for like 6 months for us to take our shirts off. You know what I'm saying? And Chris would act like he never heard it, not once. And the other day, Breon sends me a video of Chris.
He did?
Yes, that's how I saw you, man.
What?
Yeah, he sends me.
Wow, mutiny.
Yeah. Hey, so it's Chris.
Yeah.
It's Chris fucking letting himself down in the cold plunch. Like a bitch. He was bitching in there for fucking 25 seconds. He's like, and he was in there topless. I was
Brothers don't like the cold, man.
No.
I'll be like, look at this fool. Here, for us, he wouldn't do it. And there he goes in super slow motion because that shit must have been cold as hell. That shit must have been cold as fuck, man. How long did you stay in there?
Oh, man.
Don't lie now.
I feel like a couple minutes. I feel like 2 minutes.
Listen, you were on the stairs on the way up after fucking not even a minute.
Oh, I went back down. I went back down.
Everybody else went in there like this, were chilling. Chris, the only one. I'm gonna give Kylie the video to make sure she posts it.
Oh, so those shirtless pics, they're going to end up everywhere now.
Oh yeah, I'm going to use them. I'm going to use them. And I told Milos, I said, Milos asked me right away. So what did he look like?
Why you always dogging me, man?
I said, no. I'm giving you props. Hold on. I said, Milos, I mean, he looks much better than I thought he would. I mean, you can tell. He's been trying. Okay.
I'm trying it, man.
He's been trying.
I was practicing cardio yesterday.
No, I'm stringing together days I never strung together since I was competing. For sure.
So how much weight did you lose from the highest?
Probably about 8 right now. I was 264. I was up to 275.
Oh, so
wow.
So now you're 264?
Yeah.
You were 265 7 months ago.
It was not.
We'll have it on. We'll have it on the podcast. Let me find the podcast.
I got up to 275, bro. Seriously.
Oh, so you went up instead of down.
Yeah, I went up before.
He was very kind, saying 275. 90.
Man, Hey, did I tell you what? That clenbuterol is a motherfucker too.
Oh, so you're using Clen?
Yeah. Well, yesterday I did one day anyway, and I was just jittery. And then I got the headaches later on. I was like, man, I forgot about the headaches.
Yeah, I hate that feeling. I don't miss that feeling at all.
I used to take some headache medicine with the clenbuterol, and that was
Oh, really? Clenbuterol would have gave you headaches?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I never got no headaches off of Clen.
And then, but this
Did you guys? But did you use the tabs? Did you use the tabs?
Yeah.
Because all that shit that's out there now, the liquid shit.
You never know what it's going to be.
Yeah, that's not real clenbuterol. I mean, that's it could be anything. Because what we had in Germany was either the tablets, the 0.02 milligrams, or we had that ventipulmine, they called it. It came in a bottle with a dispenser for horses, for race horses. And whatever's for race horses, it's the best stuff.
I was in.
And there it's just, and then you try to figure out how much to use, It's just, people say like half a pump. How the fuck does half? How do you do half? You just,
I was doing half.
Yeah.
Mash it.
Yeah. But that stuff was good, man. That stuff I remember I threw away 3 bottles because I had that stuff and I never used it again after I threw all that shit away. PJ.
It's different when you don't use it for a long time. Like a few years back, I decided I wanted to get like super, super shredded, right? And I haven't used Clen or anything like that in probably 10 years. And man, I kid you not, 20 micrograms, I felt like I was going to have a heart attack. I had to lay down later. I did it one day.
One tap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was talking to my buddy. He's a doctor. He's like, look, man, he's like, once you get around 40, things just hit you differently.
Let me tell you something. I know people, they use 10 to 12 taps a day.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I know girls that did 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, the girls are the craziest.
You literally, you worked yourself up. And then, and then they came up with this 2 days on, 2 days off, and everybody had a different damn theory. Yeah. And I remember I spoke to a doctor at one point, and he told me that shit doesn't really work unless you take it every day in a minimum dose.
Yeah. I like it better in a low dose over time.
But as soon as I heard that this shit affects the heart, I stopped it. I stopped it.
I was 91, 92 European Grand Prix Tour, and Benaziza was there, right? I remember going to some liquor store, and obviously he was on clenbuterol, so he picked up something, some bottle, and it was like this.
I never got headaches.
You can read it.
Yeah, I never got headaches, but you know what I realized? And every single time I started it, I get cramps in the weirdest places.
Yeah.
Like real cramps in the abs. I mean, like in the weirdest places the first 2-3 days until my body gets used to it.
Yeah, I used to get them in like the arches of my feet.
Oh, shit. That's not that bad. I got a cramp while I was taking a shit and my whole right side of my body cramped up. I was sitting there taking a shit like this. It was terrible. PJ, glad to have you on, man. When we, everybody knows, almost everybody, Milos didn't, that you knows your story.
I didn't know the extent of the story.
Yeah, you don't know the extent of the story. So I'm not all familiar with it. I know when the shit went down. I know, Chris, you know the story with PJ. So we only know, PJ, we only know from what we hear.
Yeah.
It's not really, and nobody came out and said, this is how it really happened. This is how it was. So we don't know. So I said, why not just bring PJ on and let him tell his story as much as you can say. I'm not asking you to say anything that can hurt you still, because you're still on very
probation,
very restricted, which I don't understand why, because you did your time. Normally, you should be out. You should be able to go about your business and do, whatever you have to do in order to survive. But somehow, which you shortly explained to me, they restrict you to do. You can't even go into your own company and make money.
Yeah, I'm not part of the special conditions of my release that only I have is I can't own or operate any business at all until I'm off probation. And so I told the probation officer, I said, "Why I already own a business for 11 years?"
Yeah, right.
So you can't work there. You can't be in there. So I'm trying to get in front of a judge. We filed a motion with the prosecutor, but my business partner, Jared Wheat, he's been fighting the government over red yeast rice for the past 7 years. And they're saying that we can't work together just to give us a hard time. So we're trying to sort it out. God willing, it'll work out.
So how long is your probation?
3 years, but I think in good behavior, I'll get it canceled at 50%.
Okay, so how long you've been out now? It's just a few months, right?
I've only been on probation a couple months, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So just real quick, in a fast story, what happened? How did you guys go from being on top of everything to fucking ending up in federal prison? Just as short as you can do it.
Yeah, I'll give you the cliff notes. So they raided.
Hold on, Chris.
You guys are some of the first podcasters too, right?
Huh?
What's that?
You guys are some of the first podcaster type guys.
Yeah, I mean, we were doing podcasts like friggin'
but go ahead and tell the story, Peachy, so we can get that out the way.
So 2017, they raided our facility, and we had no idea why. We actually thought it was over 1,3-dimethylamine.
I got to stop you right there. You said they raided you. You didn't know why. As far as I remember correctly, when I go back, I knew something was up before they raided you guys. So that you had to know something if we hear it.
Really didn't. Huh. It's crazy. Because we weren't doing anything wrong.
But you might have heard something, but you didn't believe it was going to happen. Could that be?
We did this. Men's Journal did a story about us that made us look like Breaking Bad. It made us look crazy. Like, it was a cool story, but they basically said that we're two guys that are, chemistry geniuses that are staying ahead of the government by creating these hormones that shouldn't be safe for human consumption, which is not true. Everything that we sold has been around since, really the 60s. They were developed in China, most of those old pro hormones. So when that came out, everybody was like, man, this kind of makes you guys look like drug dealers, And it was actually a week after that we got raided. So, but they didn't tell us. They came in and they took everything, protein, vitamins, everything. So we didn't know what they were looking for. So
what was the brand name back then?
Blackstone Labs.
Oh, it was already Blackstone.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So, because didn't you guys do something first together, some other brand?
We used to work for a company called Iron Mag Labs.
Okay, now I remember that. Iron Mag Labs. And is that the time you guys made that money with Iron Mag Labs?
So when we were with Iron Mag Labs, Aaron was in charge of the marketing, and I was the face. I was the bodybuilder. So I was still competing. So when I retired, I had a lot of money saved. So I said to Aaron, I said, look, I'm only getting paid a couple grand, for this company. I have a lot of money saved. I love the supplements. I'd like to just start my own thing.
Yeah, but where did you get that money from, though? As a bodybuilder.
Man, I had my own training business for years.
Okay.
So I was doing online coaching before Instagram was even invented. Right. So since 2007, I was doing online coaching. Plus, I was training people in the gym. So I was always a big saver. So, I had about at that point like 50 grand saved up. So when we left Iron Mag, our old partner was like, look, I wanna partner up with you guys now. I'll supply the product. And so we were like, boom, sure, we're gonna save a lot of money like that. So, that first year it was just me in a spare bedroom just doing my thing, but we really, grew pretty fast. So the third year was when we blew up and we made Inc. 500, 27th fastest growing company in the United States. And I'll never forget it. Do you remember author El Rey?
Mm-mm. I do.
He had a company called ALR.
Yeah.
He told me, he goes, enjoy it when it's small, because as soon as you make $10 million, they're going to start looking at you really close. And sure enough, the third year we did 9.8 million. The fourth year we did 25 million. And that's when we started getting lawsuits, all kinds of stuff, people coming at us. But still, we weren't disobeying any laws. So finally, once we got indicted, and the reason we got indicted when we did is because we actually filed a lawsuit against the FDA for illegal search and seizure because they took all our stuff and wouldn't give it back. So we almost went bankrupt that year because we had nothing to sell. So my partner, Jared, who invested into the company right before that happened, poor guy got the worst return on his investment. He floated us the product to keep us alive all that time. So finally, we get in front of the judge because the whole indictment was sealed, and they say it's for Super DMZ 2.0, the first product that we ever sold, which was 2 ingredients, methylstimolone and dimethazine, that a bunch of other companies were selling too. So we were like, it's not banned. So we pled not guilty, and we fought back on it because they said all they had on us was a conspiracy to defraud the government by mislabeling dietary supplements. So it was very vague in the beginning, and they indicted a bunch of people that had nothing to do with anything. And as time went on, they start pulling people apart, putting the squeeze on people. Nobody talked to me the whole time. I stayed out of anything the whole time. And then finally at the end, when one of the guys fell to the pressure, the guy was my best friend, really. He was like the vice president of the company for me. He worked out a deal with them. He signed a statement saying PJ and Aaron knew that they shouldn't have been selling that product, but they just wanted to make money because the product was not banned. It's an analog of certain things that are banned. So the government's position was it's similar to things that are banned, you can't sell it. Our position was it's not banned, we're going to sell it. But the crazy thing is when they raided us, we weren't even selling it anymore. We stopped selling it in 2015.
It's pretty similar to when the IFBB Pro League, or the IFBB back then, said they're going to test for diuretics. Diuretics are not illegal; they're illegal to use, and they put a whole bunch of them on the list. And Milos, of course, as smart as he is, he figured out immediately 1 or 2 that weren't on the list.
Right.
But so it's similar to this. It's still diuretic, but it's not on the list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when that list came out, right? So I'll take you back in time for a second to 2014. They released a law called the Designer Hormone Act. And there were about 25 different hormones that were on that list that the government said, these are now considered anabolic steroids, right? Like Superdrol, things that Gaspari had his Halidol product back then. But when we looked at the list, we were like, wait a minute. So we had 5 products that were on that list. We got rid of it. They gave us a letter on it, got rid of it. The Super DMZ, those ingredients weren't on the list. So contacted an attorney about it, and he's like, it's not on the list. You're not doing anything wrong. Now, I will tell you, if I could go back in time, I would have got a second opinion. I would have, but I was happy to be making the money back then. So I didn't go into it deeper. We're young guys, just want to do our thing. But it's like, they have analog laws now, so, this has a metabolite of something that's illegal, so you can't take it type of thing.
Yeah, then it's now that you said it, that's exactly how it was. First, they put the list, right? And here's I actually saved. Here is here's the list. Here is the list. Here are the 5 that were not on the list. Okay. But here is, in the 2097, they added like a few more. But, so I failed the test 97 for piratinide. So he calls me, he says, I have a bad news, you failed. I said, no way I failed. Oh yeah, piratinide, it's find it on the list. It's not on the list. And then he goes, okay. He goes, now he put and all related substances. So, so that's probably how, PJ, that was not on the list. And I'm going to say related or
related, yeah.
Shit like this.
So,
he's always been around it.
So there also came a time, because I followed you guys, and because I know Aaron when he was still doing fucking videos for RX Muscle. So I followed you guys come in, and then it went really fast. I mean, you could see you guys. But then you guys got to a point, because you guys were together. It was you and Aaron. It was a 2-man show. Everybody thought you guys were like this. And then what was the reason for you guys, for you to start Blackstone Labs and for him to start Redcon 1? Why was that?
So back then, we were, young guys with big egos. Like, I look at it a lot different. To be honest, I'll say this to you guys. This is the first time I'm saying this like in public, that I wish that I handled it a different way, because we probably would have still been in business together. And the one thing about Aaron, man, that dude knows how to make money. Like, he's the best salesman I've ever met. That was his strength. So our whole thing was, PJ is the face marketing guy. I'll design the products. Aaron will go out and close all the deals and make it happen. So he didn't like the way that I was making products more expensive than they needed to be as far as formulations. He wanted to go big mainstream. And I was like, man, I don't want to be mainstream. I want to be the best. I want to be known as the people to put the strong shit out. You know, like that was what I really, really wanted. But it's harder to make big money like that. But I was happy where we were. So we started fighting over who was more valuable. And my position was, well, I'm the face, so you can't do it without me. And his position was, I'm the businessman, that you can't do it without me. And we eventually it started splitting us apart. But also, man, like that time period, I was in an unhealthy relationship. Like I got divorced at the same, when me and him split up, I was going through a divorce, man. And I handled it. My ego got the best of me. And I don't know. If I could go back in time, I would have slowed my thoughts down and try to work it out with him. And we tore ourselves apart, really. We fought bad for a while, like I haven't spoken to him since we went to prison, but I don't have any bad feelings towards him or anything anymore. Like I wish him well, that was an intense time for us.
So what?
Make a phone call.
Huh?
Make a phone call.
Yeah, I actually don't even know if we're legally allowed to talk to each other right now. But once I'm on probation, then I will. Yeah,
probably not.
Okay.
Yeah.
They don't want felons talking to each other. It's like ridiculous.
Oh, really? So
yeah, we got a lot of weird rules.
So why is it that he can do what he was doing before he went in and you can't?
Because he cooperated and I didn't. So when you cooperate, they work with you.
But when you say cooperated what way? I mean, he told him what he was doing wrong, or he told on someone else?
If when you cooperate, it means you work with them on somebody else.
Okay, that'll make sense.
Yeah. So you can't you can't get out of prison faster unless you work with them and help them. It is what it is, And at the time, I was very mad at him over it. But I can't. The program that I was in prison, it teaches you a lot to just focus on yourself and not forcing people to think the way that you do. So I don't know what is going through his mind. He's got 3 kids. I can't walk in his shoes. I could say that I would never do it the way that he did.
I'm glad you're bringing this up. I have a question for all you guys. Chris, if shit hits the fan, how many percent would you believe that they would not cooperate, and how many percent do you think would cooperate just to get a lighter sentence or get out?
That I would?
Not you. I'm taking by in general. Oh. How many percent do you believe would cooperate, and how many percent would say no? Fuck it. I'll take one on the chin. Huh?
People?
Yes.
I would think 50-50.
I think it's way more than 50-50. What do you think, Milos?
Yeah.
Well, it's all about the character.
But we go in general. Not everybody is hardcore. Not everybody.
To judge the whole society, how many honorable guys do you know that under no circumstances would bend? So those people would never bend.
Yeah.
But
why I'm asking this question is because everybody says, "Oh, he's a snitch." Listen, I tell you, I believe 85 to 90% would snitch.
Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you guys,
90%.
85 to 90% would snitch. I believe it.
In prison,
I really believe it.
See, there's so many people are snitches, man. It's probably 80%, seriously.
But it's more prevalent these days than it was 20 years ago.
Chris, it depends on in what communities you hang out. I mean, if you're in the underworld, of course, there's a code, and then they take the time. But I'm talking in general. Let's say everybody does something that's not legal. And this doesn't have to be drugs or something. It could be fucking speeding all the damn time. What I'm saying is if shit hits the fan and the government is coming after you for something and tells you to listen, we got enough for you to put you away for 20 years, motherfucker. Give us the names or fucking go to prison. And you have, like you said, Aaron, he's got 3 kids. He's got a wife. He's got, you know what I'm saying? I mean, listen. And then you have a fucking lawyer that's telling you, man, you know what? Man, you know what I'm saying? Huh?
Yeah. I don't think he's still married, is he?
It doesn't matter, but he was at the time.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm not really blaming him for saving his life, but that there's not a lot of people you can really count on when shit goes bad. Because at the end of the day, even if you didn't know you're doing something wrong, you guys both knew at the same time shit hit the fan and we are in trouble, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So therefore, I mean, listen, I like the fact that you say you're not mad at him, you know, because you know.
I was, but I've let it all go now.
Right.
All that anger does is weigh on me. It doesn't affect me.
It's the smartest thing to do. I mean, I totally get it. I totally get it. Because at the end of the day, you know, listen, and whatever happens. And the good thing is, I hope you had some money put away so you can have a life still, you know, because right now you're very restricted, right? You can't even. Yeah. You said you can't even own a credit card.
Man, when I was going through it, what they do is the government, man, they're designed to win. Even no matter how strong our case was, because our attorneys were like, as long as we're all on the same page, we're going to win because you guys weren't knowingly breaking the law because it wasn't on the list.
Right.
So we fought it for years, but they were smart. They indicted a guy that was weak, that had nothing to do with anything, and he eventually went and rolled. And when he rolled, that was what freaked Aaron out, because Aaron held strong to the end, man. So to me, I was like, listen, if you were going to go roll on us, you should have just did it in the beginning. We could have got this over with instead of wasted all that time, because they took my house. They took
your house?
Yeah, man. They took my house. They took I had a Mercedes SLS, AMG SLS. They took that because they set up, because I bought the house in 2014.
So they said it was from that money.
They said I bought it with laundered money, which is crazy because I had over 30 products and we're just talking about one product. So they froze all my bank accounts. Then banks started kicking me out. Chase kicked me out. Wells Fargo kicked me out. Truist kicked me out. I was with TD Bank. They kicked me out. I was with Ally Online Bank. They kicked me out. Even now, I can't get a bank account. I got a Chime card like a drug dealer. It was,
It's fucking crazy. Did they give you some of your money back?
No.
I thought you paid whatever fine it was. There was something where they said like.
So I will say one thing that Aaron did that really surprised me, but I really appreciate it, is for the group of us, we had a joint penalty. It was a $3.2 million penalty, and he paid it. So that really, really helped me out a lot, because they took everything from me. They couldn't attack Redcon because that was separate. So, you know, he was doing his own thing over there. So he paid that before we went into prison. So I don't have any restitution. They considered my house and the car and that enough at that point. So wow. I'm not starting over, because Blackstone is still alive. Thankfully, it's not in as good a spot, but you know, really, my fiance has her own little salon, and she does pretty well. And she's been really like amazing. Like she's really, you know, the main breadwinner now, taking care of us right now until I can get back into action again.
Yeah, I hope that you know, your appeal will go through, and that you can get back to business, because you know they got. How are you going to let somebody out of prison and you don't give them a chance to survive? That doesn't even sound right.
And they make it real hard. They make it very hard for felons. Is
that only because they let you out early?
No, that's just the way it is. Like when you're on probation, everybody has the regular rules, and then you have special conditions that were basically given by the prosecutor that you have to follow. And it's different for everybody. Like the other guys on my case, they didn't have this rule. So, you know, like Aaron's back doing his thing. The guy, James Bacozzi's working in supplements. David's working in supplements. I'm the only one that has this weird rule where I can't own a business or work with dietary supplements. Yeah. We honestly think it's a mistake, because they didn't say that. It's not in the court notes, and so hopefully that's it. It's just a clerical thing. Yeah, and I can get back into it.
Well, hopefully you will be back into it. So now, were you able to follow bodybuilding, have social media while you're in there?
So there's no social media. There are people that have cell phones. They get them snuck in. Man, there's a whole underworld business in prison. It's incredible. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of phones. So if I wanted to, I could go get on a phone and look on social media, but I wasn't going to risk getting, because the program that I was in, on completed, you get a year off, and I don't want to risk anything to get that year off. So my only connection was the people that wrote me or emailed me, but I was able, I had been writing for muscular development for years. So they said, if you want to keep writing from prison, if you're allowed. So I was allowed. So basically I would write my article, send it in, and then I would get the copy of the muscular development. They would send it to the prison. So I was basically able to read the magazines and see what was going on for muscular development. That was my touch for bodybuilding.
Yeah, but that stopped too. When did muscular?
Yeah, I started to see that.
Muscular development. When did that stop? 2 years, 3 years ago?
No, it just stopped. In my last article that I wrote was 1 year ago, exactly 1 year ago.
Well, damn, I haven't seen one in at least 5-6 years, to be honest.
Yeah, it was last December. Yeah.
So you still follow bodybuilding. So listen, so how long were you in? I'm sorry.
I had a total of 26 months.
26. So 2 years, a little over 2 years. So yeah, you didn't miss much. So you still saw that Rami won the Olympia in 2020 and 21. Did you see Hadi to win the Olympia in 22?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, but then you didn't see the 2023.
So I didn't know. So I didn't see. I saw 21. I didn't see 22.
Yeah.
And I got out in. Did I see 23? I got out in October. When was the Olympia?
Well, the Olympia last year was.
It was Derek Lunsford. I missed it.
I think it was in November. November, yeah.
I was in halfway house at the time because before I got to go home, they moved me from the prison to a halfway house. I had to stay there for 5 weeks. But, I like for me, like bodybuilding, it's always been my life, my passion since I was 12 years old. Like I started in 93 and you guys were what inspired me, like Milos, Dennis, Chris, like I had all your pictures on my wall as a kid. So for me, I'll never stop being a fan of bodybuilding. So when I was in prison, I wanted to know what was going on. And really the sad thing is most of what people was telling me was who was passing away.
That was the last 2 years were, the last 2-3 years were pretty rough, man. Yeah. Pretty rough.
But, we had the COVID situation. So who knows what that had to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just now when you're talking about the cell phones in the prison, when Melvin was in prison, I'm on my computer, all of a sudden, push notification.
Yeah, he messaged me on Facebook.
Yeah.
Facebook, I talked to him for 45 minutes.
Melvin was mad at me because I did a video. I did my son, because of COVID, I did this live, Instagram lives every day, and I had fun with people, you know what I'm saying? And then there was one guy asked me a question. I said, how do you think about Melvin? Because when he was arrested, I said, you know what, Melvin, and I don't have anything bad to say against Melvin. All I said was it was a wasted talent. For him to it's not the first time that he was arrested, so he went to prison. I said it was a waste of talent, but I said if I had his body, if I would have had his physique, I would have probably won almost every show. So that's what I was saying. And then he get this video goes out, and his mom sees it, and he sent it to him or told him about it. He sends me an Instagram message, Facebook message complaining about what I'm saying. I was like, I thought you were in prison. Yeah, he was mad. I said,
you was stomping him out when you were down.
Huh? What do you mean down? He was already locked up. What am I supposed to say? Everything I said is what I said I would say in his face. I didn't say anything to trash him.
He knows that if he thought about it, probably.
Yeah, I mean, he was just mad because he was locked up.
Listen, man, a lot of guys, man, you get caught with that phone and they kick you off the compound and you get more time added on to your sentence. So we had a guy, this guy fell asleep with the phone, right? And he fell asleep. He was watching Pornhub on the phone and a guard was coming through. He didn't have his headphones on and he heard moaning. and went into the guy's cube, and he had the Pornhub on his phone, and they got him, they threw him off the compound, and he was about to go home. So he wound up getting a bunch of time. Everybody was joking about it, but it was I was like, man, that's crazy.
So you passed out jacking off.
Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of weird shit like that in there, man.
All right, let's go to Kuwait. Chris, what's going on? Inside Scoop, what's happening?
Hey.
All right. Can we
Camp Cormier? We are doing it big over here.
Big? All right. Biggest damn Rubiel. What can we expect? What can we expect from Rubiel, man?
I already told you last week, we coming for the win.
PJ, you know what I'm talking about when I say Rubiel?
Yeah, man, I saw that video that you put up of him in the magic mirror. That was you recording that, right? Man, he looked crazy.
That was just a couple minutes ago. The guy's, he's just, I think he's about 6 feet tall, maybe.
Yeah, he's big.
Is it that tall? 5'11", yeah, 5'11".
304.
Wow.
304.
Yeah, he's a freak, man.
That's some Rami-esque shit.
Yeah.
I know you guys want him to have a smaller waist. You want him to have a wider shoulders. But I'm just telling you, when these muscles start flexing, dude, his shit's flying all over the place.
He's freaky.
And he's just a fucking unit as far as I know these guys.
Are you saying all this now because you trained with him, or are you saying this because you really mean it?
Because that's what I'm looking at.
Why I'm asking this because we can.
I said the same when Rami. I felt the same when I saw Rami.
What I'm saying is because I can bring anybody on. You always have something to say that's not good. And here you ain't saying nothing.
I just said his worst points.
What's his worst?
Worst points. The waist could be smaller, which Nick got his waist smaller than what it was.
But Nick's got wider shoulders. Yes. Come on. Don't look. Give me that look. Don't give me that look. I'm talking about in the front. Relax. Yes. Front.
Because the wider.
Yes.
We're gonna see. We're gonna see.
Listen, I'm not knocking on him. What I'm saying is, this dude's arms and his chest is so fucking big, it makes the shoulder look small, even though I believe the shoulders are fucking huge.
Yeah, it is like that. It is like that. Yeah. I mean, we could do like everybody else and load them up, right?
Mm.
No, then you would lose all that detail, man. Don't do that.
Oh yeah. But that's what's happening with all these guys. They just load them up and make them look like mushrooms and call it a day because they're getting points. Yeah. I mean, but the thing is, the kid looks great. He's only put Pro-Tan on one time in his life. Give him a chance to put his physique together. And I had to talk him into the Pro-Tan on. I had to talk him into it. He didn't want to do it. He was like, I never done that before. I said, man, you got to put Pro-Tan on.
So what did he think was going to happen? It's going to smooth him out?
He didn't understand why. He was just like, no, man. Yeah, you're going to do it. You're going to do it.
He's real fresh, man. He's real fresh. He's new.
Yeah, you're real fresh. So let him do something with his physique. I mean, look at what so many people did with their physique over time. The guys look very impressive. I mean, and I told him, I said, you just eat clean as you can year round, and you're going to thin out more and more and more your skin. And, you get the arms, like you say, are very huge.
Big.
Especially from the side.
I saw the guy in person, PJ. I mean, it's like 5 times.
His legs are freaky too.
Bro, let me tell you, it's 5 times more than what you see him and you look at pictures and videos.
Can you understand? Can you understand someone 304 at 5'11"?
Yeah.
Chris,
you're not easily impressed, and I know that you know your shit. So if you are saying all the things that you're saying, I believe
he's super impressive, man. He's super impressive. That lat spread has improved. From the back to a bicep improved. You got the Christmas tree and the lats are striated going across when he pulls back. So
how about the detail in the quads? Because I think that's a little behind still.
I think he shuts off. And I told him, I said yesterday, when you flex, you're up here. Your mindset is here. I need it to be on the floor to the top. I need your mindset.
So are you saying that he's just not flexible, right?
I've seen striations on the side when he got rid of the water and stuff. Right now, he has a lot of sodium going on. He's on 1 carb meal a day, which is remarkable to be that size. With after he trains is when he gets the carbs.
So who's his coach? Who's his coach again?
Oscar's doing the diet. Oscar from here, from Kuwait.
So he's not affiliated with Francisco anymore.
No.
Okay.
Oscar's doing the diet.
Why is he not mentioning Oscar as his coach?
I don't know. I can't really answer that one.
Could it be because Francisco still thinks he's his coach? I'm asking for a reason. That's why
I heard he was saying that.
Because I heard Francisco is still his coach. So
really?
What I'm saying is, could this be that Francisco doesn't even know that Oscar is the coach? Or does Oscar doesn't know that Francisco is the coach? Here's what I'm just asking the question, because it's listen, nothing is 100%. It's just something that I heard through the grapevine. So that's why I'm asking you.
Someone when they're not supposed to be? I don't know.
You know, Samson never said that he was working with his wife until the end.
Yeah.
It seems the guys push their coaches around a lot more.
I don't know who's telling who what to eat.
I'm not saying, listen, whatever I just said is not confirmed. I'm just asking because I know you're close to it.
Yeah, I get it. I was going to say, but I'm putting in a hell of a lot of work.
Yeah. I see that. I'll see that.
I'm putting a lot of work. Yeah. I'm putting a lot of work in. That shit, yeah. I'm tired just as much as they are, but I'm pushing on.
How long are your days? What time do you get up in the morning? No. What time do you start? What time do you start?
7 something. I'm up with them because we do a little something in the morning, a little touch-up stuff, detail work, and cardio.
How many times you train a day?
Twice.
You train twice?
Yeah. We're doing twice.
So you train with them? Or you train them and then train yourself?
Yeah, with them.
Oh, shit. How do you do that? They wear your ass out.
Damn, he's back full speed.
Yeah, but how?
Hey, man.
Listen,
I'm bodybuilding, baby. That's what I'm doing. I feel like I'm bodybuilding.
I tried that sometimes.
It's kind of cool,
I tried that sometimes with Natalia. So, you know, what the fuck I'm training here for? I'm going to wait for her and then I'll train with her. I did that 2 or 3 times. I said, fuck that. She fucking wore my ass out. How am I going to tell her what to do when I'm fucking trying to catch my damn breath?
But it's helping me, you know, and I want to keep on my same regimen when I get home. But it's helping me, you know, I'm feeling better, and it's
I'm not convinced.
It's good.
I'm not convinced.
I mean, I'm not gonna do every single rep, every single set, but I'll bust out 3 sets when they do 4 or something like that.
And I believe because you're in Kuwait, you don't have nothing else to do. I believe that's why you're doing it. But I don't buy for 1 second that you stay on the same regiment when you come home. There's no way.
Then I'll eat twice.
You have to prove that to me.
I'll take a rest, and then we get up around 2:30, between around 2:30, do another workout, and that's the main workout. And then we got posing, and then we got, you know, either you want jacuzzi, cold plunge. You know, I had a massage last night. Then we do it again.
Chris,
you gonna come? I have a client at the place,
You gonna come home? You be 240.
I hope so, man. That'd be awesome.
You can do Masters Olympia now.
Yeah. Chris, how many people
man, I just want to be able to hit my.
But hey, when was the last time you saw your abs?
Last time I was in Kuwait, 5 years ago.
Oh, not bad. Listen, how many people are you training?
Just about 1, 3, 2, 4, and I got some posing clients too.
So you train them all together, or you train in separate sessions?
Separate.
Oh, so you busy?
Separate times, yeah.
Yeah.
So I got to go to another place because one's a girl, so I got to go to I got a Holiday Inn about 15 minutes from here.
Yeah, it's a mixed one.
So mixed. Co-ed, I call it.
Girl, you want to come to my hotel? He's on the Holiday Inn.
But she was my client when I was training here, you know, 5, 6 years ago. I did a couple of shit with her, and she lives here.
Is she Kuwaiti or is she a foreigner?
She's actually from Portugal.
Oh.
But she lives here. Her and her husband lives here. There's a Kuwaiti girl that just talked to me today. She said she was working with you.
She came, I worked with her for a couple of years, and then she came to Dubai when I was there. Yeah. That's why I thought it was maybe her.
Yeah, I met her at the Graham's restaurant, Beta's restaurant.
Yeah.
Tonight. She's there.
Yeah. I can't. What's her name? Reem. Reem.
Lady, but that's black.
She's Kuwaiti. Yeah, because there's black Kuwaitis. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like just like there's black people in Sweden. Not a lot, but there are. Yeah. So you still convinced that Rubiel, if he nails it, he's going to walk away with the 2x Pro?
Because the good thing about his quads not being as cut as people would like them to be, a lot of people's quads are like that.
Rami had the same problems in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, as long as they're dense,
as
long as they're dense, has some good shape to it, I think he's going to be fine. He's got the striations on the side here, nice. The glutes striate. And, he's just the next powerful thing, like a Rami, like a Ronnie Coleman, that type of explosive. Oh, he's so big you can't even, it's hard to vote against it.
How old is he?
29.
28 years old.
28.
Oh, he's young too. Yeah.
So he's considerably bigger than in Prague, right? He's grown.
In Prague, he was 272.
I mean, this is accelerated rate of growing, and it looks like, imagine if he continues for a couple more years.
I'm not surprised because you can tell when you look at him that this dude was 272 in Prague, and he didn't really know what he was doing.
No, each pose he was doing, I'm like, and I'm yelling out stuff, and I'm like, and he's looking at me the whole time. And he's like, like that.
I mean, why don't you speak Spanish to him anyway?
Yeah.
What? First of all,
Chris don't speak no damn Spanish.
If you say equal, is igualmente. If you say, where you going, is
what? What? Testosterone. Yeah.
No, that's what are you doing? And Donde vas is where you going.
Okay, so that's the 3 words you know.
And then, what?
Because I remember you said you speak Spanish.
What?
Chris knows 3 to 5 words, and he speaks the whole language. Yeah.
Yeah, Dennis, you had the Rosetta Stone, right, or something?
I still have
Duolingo. I have Duolingo.
No, but I bought the whole set. I think it's 8 CDs at the airport. I said, I'm going to learn Spanish because I thought I'm good with languages, but you don't understand that you're good with languages if you're young. You pick up shit real quick. When you're old, so here's what I do. So I download that stuff to the computer, then you get headphones and microphone, and then you go ahead. And I pass everything. Boom, 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 boom. I go to the fucking next level so quick. But if I don't do it for 3 days, I fucking start from the beginning. Yeah. I can't hold on to it no more. It's over.
Duolingo is like that.
Oh, really?
But he knows, man. He's learned more English since he's been here for the last 2 months.
It's just like my friend from Colombia, Big Jose. I mean, we made a bet 5 years ago. I said that next year I speak better Spanish than he speaks English, and of course I lost. He lives in Miami now. We speak perfect English. I'm too old. I don't have I can't focus long enough. I don't know.
Chris, you're staying in Kuwait until Dubai?
Yeah. Are you coming?
I'm coming. Yeah. I just booked the flight yesterday.
I want to sit right next to you.
What day is it again? Did I ask you guys before?
Sunday, 28th.
Come on, man.
Oh, I'm in 28. I'm in Switzerland doing a seminar. I'm in Germany and Spain with the family from the 17th to the 31st. And then while I'm there, I'm going to make a couple of dollars in Switzerland. And Switzerland might be the place where I want to be when the shit hits the fan with the damn fucking Russians and all that shit. Switzerland will be the safest country.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody fucking with Switzerland.
Also, what about this guy, this 212 guy that took second? I was talking about him.
Where? At the Olympia?
At the Dubai show. He Rockman. Oh, there we go. OBEN Rockman. This guy, he's like 30. How old is he?
Show the picture.
Well, this is from the back right here. He's a 212 guy. Little short brother, but he is like, he's got some meat, some muscle on him.
Oh yeah, thick.
And
he got second place at the Dubai Pro last year.
Yeah, he turned pro last year, and then he went straight with the 212 guys, and then he then took second. He almost won that also, but he wasn't ready for it. But he's actually he's pretty damn good. I think he's going to be a force in the future. He's about 33 years old now.
Is it in Kuwait?
No, it's Dubai.
Oh, he's in Dubai.
And he lives in what is Saudi Arabia?
Oh
no. What's the capital city of
what? Come on, Chris.
Of that area.
What area? The UAE, Abu Dhabi.
Let me see.
Are you talking about Abu Dhabi?
Abu Dhabi. You already knew.
Listen, see, this is what we learn in school. We learn about the whole world. We're not like in America, where you learn only what's happening in this country.
The good guys.
Yeah.
That's what they tell us. We're the good guys.
Hey, did anybody watch the debate?
Yeah.
I think we're in trouble.
Man.
We got two people that shouldn't be up there.
Listen, I don't care what. Everyone is entitled to support their own party, right? We can all, I think, hopefully agree on that. But you can't possibly think that Biden's it's somebody else is calling the shots. It can't be him because he can't even speak. He's so old. Like it's actually sad to see. Like I saw.
But isn't that with all presidents, that there's a cabinet somewhere where they basically decide what happens when it happens?
I don't think it was like that when Trump was in there. I think Trump was probably calling the shots, but I think most likely I wouldn't be surprised if Obama's still calling the shots.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think this is the best country in the world, and I think we should have a couple of more options.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you, it's. I don't know if you notice it because you're in it every day, but for me, being gone for 2 years and coming out, man, it's a lot different now in just 2 years. It's a lot.
What do you mean when you say different?
So what really was throwing me off when I first got out, and it's just such a way of life now, is all of the stuff with like the pronouns and the he, him, they, their, and all this shit, and announcing your pronouns and misgendering people. Like, so in the prison, they sent us this newsletter, right? Because they said they're going to start having trans in the prison, right? So I'm reading it, and a lot of people don't even read the newsletters, but I read the whole thing. I was like, this is stupid. Nobody's going to do this.
I'm sure they're welcomed in there.
So listen, so the trans guy shows up, right? And now, first of all, you would have never thought, because this guy was like a 6'4", jacked black dude, right? Comes walking in. He's going into the phone room. I had no idea. So I was like, hey, what's up, man? I held the door open. And he goes, fuck you.
No, really?
And I was like, what the hell? And they were like, dude, that's Duchess, man. You can't call him man. I go, that's a huge man. They're like, no, man, he identifies as female. You've got to be careful. You get yourself in a lot of trouble for that because they consider it a hate crime. I'm like, what? So they will actually give in prison the men estrogen to help them transition. But we had paperwork from my doctor like, listen, this guy's been on testosterone for 20 years. He's got to stay on for his health. They were like, fuck you, you can't be on testosterone in prison. So I had to go cold turkey when I got there, but they give estrogen to the trans. So I come out, my first day, like coming home from prison, I'm in the airport and I'm seeing guys with like beards and long pink hair, wearing dresses, like everywhere. I'm like, whoa, this is like a lot more than it was when I left.
Is that only in America, Milos?
I don't know. I mean,
you see that in Serbia?
I came to Thailand to visit you a few times, and
but this is not.
If you didn't stop me up with something, I would be in trouble because I didn't see the difference.
Well, that's different. That's the same as in Brazil, or they call them ladyboys. But what I'm saying is, with them getting this rights as a man, pretending to be a woman to get the right to go to the bathrooms, female bathroom. That's not normal. I think that's only in America. Or participate in sports, in female sports.
And break all the records.
Just because I say I'm a woman, the next thing you know, I can't say I'm a dolphin and I'm fucking jumping in the water, I'm catching fish with my mouth and shit.
You could. Yes, you could.
We are old school for a reason. You know, that's not right. Yes, right. It's never going to be right.
Yeah.
That's been the biggest thing for me, that it seems like overnight, this just got huge now.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's anywhere as accepted like it is over here. I don't see this.
No,
I don't see that. I don't see it in Germany. I don't see.
That's what my friends from other countries like. Man, it's all in America.
Yeah, I mean, gay people are everywhere, you know.
Of course, but the whole aggressive trans thing.
But to be there with a full beard and eyeshadow and the lipstick and saying I'm a woman, don't call me a man. That's like, come on, man. I mean,
I've seen a bunch of videos with the ladyboys in Thailand where they say, I don't tell people I'm a man, I'm a ladyboy. I'm not trying to go into,
Yeah, but in Thailand, they're pretty honest. They tell you I'm a ladyboy.
Yeah, they say I'm a ladyboy. They tell you straight.
Yeah, because you know why? Because a lot of people, or the people that go to Thailand for the ladyboys, they go there because they want one. Yeah. And I lived there 15 years, so I know a lot of them. I knew a lot of them in person, and I talked to them. I had fucking fun talking to these people. Mm-hmm. And they tell me that, there's a few, they had the surgery, and most of them said no, because the men, they don't want you to have the surgery. They said they don't believe you're a ladyboy if you have a pussy. Look at Chris. Chris, what? I'm just telling it like it is.
I went there, and the first place I went into was one of those places, a strip club. And it was just like
the go-go bar.
Like, yeah, but I was just like, at first I didn't realize, and then I was like, wait, something's different. I was like, they tucked that shit down. It's fucking so hard.
They scotch taped their dick to the crack of their ass. I swear to God.
Like, what is
it? I swear to God.
Did you get this from Dennis?
Yes, I sent it to Chris too.
Yeah.
Because it's a Filipino. That's why. Hey, listen. I know, and I can only speak from when I was there. There's places, and I took a lot of people that came to visit me to that spot. It's in Bangkok, and it's like it's a go-go bar. They stand up there with bikinis or whatever they wear. Mm-hmm. And I went in and I told the guys, show me every man that you see on that stage. It's like there's no man on there. It was nothing but guys. That good. I have a friend. I don't want to say his name because I don't want to put him on Front Street. But I have a friend, and I know we've been friends forever. Huh? No, not Milos. Not Milos. No, this dude.
Not Milos. I'm not the girl.
Oh no.
The guy girl.
No. It's a guy. It's a dude. It's a dude from Italy. That's all I'm going to say. And he told me the story that when he came, he landed in Bangkok, and before he went to Pattaya, where he always stayed, he went to Bangkok for a couple of days just to enjoy himself. And then he met this girl and fell in love with this girl, right? And he brought her back to Pattaya. So they went together for 6 months. He was in love. He was, toe up. He would have told you, I end your friendship if you don't like my girl. You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. So 6 months in, this girl comes clean and tells him that she's a man. He didn't know for 6 months. He's all in love. Fucked him all the way up. I swear to God.
Yeah, but what?
I said, how did you not know? Huh?
They're having sex? Just from the back?
Of course.
Just from the back?
I don't know. But I guess she had the surgery done.
Only like it this way. Oh, yeah, that's the thing.
Yes.
But listen, I've seen some fake pussies, man. I had a couple of friends. I had a couple of friends. Listen, they had the surgery, and I remember it was one of my birthday parties, and this one girl, she always there party with us. I was like, I said, why don't you dance for my birthday, And she took her clothes off, because once they had the surgery, they don't wear nothing. They wear nothing. They wear underwear. They want to show that thing off. I said, listen, let me see, because I want to see it, I was like, That shit looked like it's a garage door, man. You can take a bottle from the opposite way and go all the way in there, and she wouldn't even know.
Come on, man.
There's no fucking way. I was like, you can park. You can go in there with the Humvee, man. I swear to God. So I don't know how he didn't know because it's not the same. It looks like a fake pussy, man. It's not real.
Chris, PJ,
Yes.
I'm in Thailand.
Change the subject.
Dennis is taking me to some shopping mall, and there's like a pageant. Like, oh shit, Miss Tiffany contest. All right, so we go there, right? And just Dennis is looking at me, right? Okay, so I'm like, oh man, so what do you think? Seemed like 50.
Milos is a face guy, you know. He likes pretty faces.
Oh yeah. So so I go all the way to the front right there, and it's like enjoying myself and come back, and he just slapped me. Right? Hey, those are ladyboys. I said, what? I said, I'll bet you my house. There's no way. I said, save the house. This is Miss Tiffany. That's what it means.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It was a
feminine.
it was a tranny show.
Yeah.
That was worse. But they got to listen because the thing is that's why Asians can pull it off. You know, a lot of because they have even the guys they have feminine features.
Yeah.
You know,
Small
they
ball.
don't have really beards and that shit, hairy bodies. They don't come like that. You know, so it's easy for them. But yeah, where did
Anyway.
yeah, it was a good time though. We had fun.
I bet.
I could throw out another name that came to visit me, and I literally let them go all the way
From Italy, huh?
through this and then stop them.
Oh, shit. We're on a slippery
There's no way there.
Very
That's it.
slow.
right?
Yeah. Anyway,
For sure.
so listen, what's coming up next week?
It's
Portugal.
Portugal, yeah.
Is BEHROUZ going for Portugal too?
No, he's not.
So he's taking time off now.
Yeah, he's
Why
preparing for
why did he do
Dubai.
Portugal? Why is he not going to do Portugal?
He wants to save his strength for the Dubai Pro.
Yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, compare 100 grand, 40 grand second place, in Dubai, comparing to like what you're going to make 10 or 15 here.
So, Milos, you see Rubiel's potential when you see pictures and
Oh,
videos.
absolutely. Listen,
So-
it's undeniable.
What's your strategy for BEHROUZ to beat him?
He's not going to beat him on size. He's going to have to beat him on crazy conditioning, right? So, of course, this is how it is. Rubiel is formidable opponent. I mean, but listen, it's Nathan Diasha doing it. It's William Bonyak doing it. There's going to be probably a couple of guys from Portugal and Chicago. For this much money, I mean, it's ridiculous if people are not going into the show.
Can BEHROUZ beat one of those?
You can beat all of them, of course. I do believe that hashtag bodybuilding, he has the most shape of all, and he can be most conditioned too.
I like BEHROUZ's physique a lot.
Why does he bend his knees all the time?
What is it? What?
Yeah. I was about to bring that up. Every time, before every pose, he
Yeah,
squats.
listen. Yeah,
He squats for every pose.
yeah. Listen. Okay, but here it is. I
just
don't
wanna
like it.
know.
Listen, I don't like it myself. I don't like it.
I had
like
that guy
it
doing posing with me yesterday.
But
He's doing
listen,
that.
Let Milos talk.
Stop doing-
Chris, hold
Yeah.
on. Let him talk.
Stop
So-
doing that.
You would want to do everything that is usual, what is common, what everybody else does. Why don't they have a authentic thing that's characteristic for them? So what if he does that? I don't like it. I'm going to tell you. I don't like it to let him do it.
do you tell
He
him-
says, why is he leaning forward? I say, why not?
No.
Oh, because it's expected to be straight. And yeah, listen, okay. So I would give everybody, your right to be original and do it yourself.
I get that.
If this is want to do it.
Milos, I get that because, like I said, you're doing this. This is basically long distance coaching. But when you get a chance to see him, would you try to
100%. I already tried,
Yeah.
but it's different. It's different when you using a Google Translator, right?
Right.
And I think he can improve many poses. Some poses are stellar. I mean, the way he hits it. Somebody complained about his back double biceps. I think back double biceps is state of the art.
It's great. It's a great pose for him.
Oh,
his front double and rear double is really good.
I love his side chest too. It's a classic way of doing it. See, he does the opposite sides, side chest to the left, side chest to the right. Maybe he bends down too much like Rami used to do, But listen, again, who is right, who is wrong? Oh, you have to do it my way. This is my preference,
Yeah.
So I think...
the reason for that is mostly because you bend down, you put more weight on it, you bring out detail on the side that you don't see when you stand up.
Right.
Yes.
But then somebody was complaining like William Bonac is so... Is this Bonac or Bonac?
I don't know. Bonac.
I heard before Bonac. That's why I call him.
It's not Boniac. It's not Boniac. It's Bonac.
Bonac. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know how to pronounce it in Africa, but if I look at it, it's Bonac. If Boniac would be an I somewhere.
Somebody said like when he bends down, he was the same height as William. And he should stand tall because he is tall and everything else. I can't wait. I'm gonna be there on Friday and show his on Sunday. No, I'm going to be there on Thursday and show his on Sunday. So, I mean,
hey, if it wasn't for my seminar in Switzerland on the 28th, I would come over just for the day.
Yeah. So I know it's going to be a dogfight with Nathan, William, and Rubiel, and I'm sure this Sukurechko guy, whatever, he's coming to Chicago, I think.
Vlad looks good in pictures. He's never delivered on stage. Every picture he posts, you think he's going to kill the whole show. And I told him at one point, I said, listen, you need to stop posting these pictures because when you get on stage, it's never the same. If you bring that to the stage, he's fucking ridiculous. But it's always the same. It reminds me of myself. Pictures, man, you think it's over. But then you see it and it's different, So that's why people are not worried about him and they're not talking about him because he did like, I don't know how many shows. One time he looked really decent.
He won Italy 1 year, yeah.
One time, and also he did I think in Romania, he got second one time.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
He was qualified for 2 Olympiads and didn't make it.
Is that because he's Ukrainian?
There was a visa issue first year for sure.
What do you think, PJ, out of these guys going into the Dubai Pro? What do you think?
So I'd like to see Big Rube get in there because I believe Bonac's already qualified and BEHROUZ is qualified also, isn't he? So I'd like to see it just to make the Olympia more exciting. Honestly, I didn't think personally, you can't go by pictures, of course, because everybody looks different in person. I didn't think that Bonac should have won that show personally. I just going by the pictures. That's just my personal opinion. A lot of people love William Bonac, and he's done some great things in the sport, but it looked like his body wasn't flowing the way that it used to. So I don't see him as a factor versus. Again, and I also thought that BEHROUZ looked better than Nathan when they were next to each other. Nathan has some really good body parts, but in some poses his body just doesn't look right, I guess is the way that I would say it,
Did you guys see the interview Nathan did where he said that he thinks he won every pose but the most muscular? Something similar to this?
Lions are not interested of opinions of the sheeps. So you don't have to listen to it.
No, because last time I mentioned that Nathan is very outspoken, and if he thinks that it wasn't the right result, he would say something, and I didn't hear anything from him. That's why I thought that he's basically okay with it. But I guess he thinks that,
You heard it that he won every pose, you said?
Yeah, I think he said something similar that he thinks he won every pose. Almost, I don't know if the most muscular or the ab and thigh. So one pose where he said this, okay, but he thinks
He even beat the Santa
he didn't
Clara.
say it in a cocky way. He just said it in a way where he explained literally that I thought, but looking back at it, he thought that he was better.
I mean, Nathan's legs was definitely way more
Detailed, yeah.
more detailed than.
It was not way more, slightly more.
But he had a bigger sweep on the quads.
Definition, but not with BEHROUZ.
Yeah, like I said, slightly more. And
more than slightly. I would rather have the cuts of Nathan than BEHROUZ in my quads.
What did you think? So, Chris, you thought that Nathan should have won or no?
I thought it was closer than what it showed on the scorecard for sure.
Yeah.
So I thought it was going to be, and then a couple of shots at the end. I thought he needed to get more definition in his abs.
He not answered the question. He's not answering the question.
No, I thought it was like.
So, did you think he won or not?
I felt it could have been either way, and I would have been fine.
Okay.
Because I thought it was like a 1-point situation when I was.
Yeah. So that means
you had the side chest. I thought BEHROUZ had the front double. And it depends on what you want out of the last spread. Depends, because Nathan, I heard him saying something like, if you look at the whole body from the ground up, not just the upper body, he keeps canceling out BEHROUZ because his basically smoother looking legs in the front quads, and then the depth of the quad is not there as far as like a big enough leg for the open class. I could see his point on a lot of different things. I thought BEHROUZ had more lats down low when that last spread from behind, from the rear. And I think if you're looking at a bodybuilder, I think his glutes are way too big for his legs from behind, and he keeps, really emphasizing the glutes. And I feel like it's making his legs look thinned out from the hamstring area.
But wouldn't you say that the past 10, 15 years that the judges really reward very developed glutes? Like these guys with these huge asses do well typically. I don't think that a lot of those guys have, some of the squattier guys, but they reward that. The judges seem to really like that.
I always thought it'd be better to have smaller glutes and have bigger quads.
Again, so you should be penalized for having a striated glutes all the way through and emphasizing.
I don't think they're striated. They look kind of.
Yeah, striated.
Striated.
Yeah. Look again, and especially
you're doing a lot of stuff, and I don't know shit. It's just don't look
Chris,
like it.
You didn't have a single striation on your ass. What are you talking about?
I know, but he didn't. He's not all the way through. All the way through. Like, come on, man. You got to see more than that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put some glasses for you when you go
to. I'll send you many of those. But listen, he has a very good hamstring from the rear shots. Yeah. Rear shots. Yeah. Oh, look again. Oh yeah.
You see, PJ. So you see what I'm saying now? When how he breaks down other people that he doesn't work with. This dude just won a show with perfect score.
Chris, that way.
I just said I didn't see it. I'm not working with Nathan.
Hey, Chris,
I'm not talking about Nathan. I'm talking about how you're breaking down BEHROUZ now.
You're
gonna lose all your Iranian followers today.
Yeah.
I'm just talking bodybuilder, man.
Yeah, I'm just fucking with you.
You're aesthetic and you're shapely guy. BEHROUZ has the V taper you can just dream of.
I wouldn't want those legs. I would not want those legs.
What?
Will not want those legs to go to war with. That's for sure.
Would you lose the war, Chris?
I wouldn't say, hey, I can win.
But if you look at his legs today and you look at his legs from a year and 2 years ago, much improved.
This is legs this morning.
Right, I saw that.
Yeah,
but when you got all this going on up here, you got these shoulders like that.
Listen. Yeah, some of us had dominant legs. Brandon Curry, example, Mr. Olympia. Right. He had more legs.
When they
preach, Milos. Preach, Milos.
In particular, We are talking of a beauty of a shape. He lifts the arms, peaking biceps, hanging triceps, beautiful. Most muscular shoulders are out. Bend over biceps. What?
Would you pick him over Curry?
You know,
over
Curry is Mr. Olympia, but listen, he would give him a run for a money.
Pick him over Curry. It's just a question.
Did you guys see
Dennis? I tell you, Dennis saw BEHROUZ beating.
Would you pick him over Curry? I was just asking you a question.
Chris,
you would not.
No,
you would not.
My answers are not yes or no.
You didn't answer the question, though.
So let me put it this way. Would Samson beat Brandon? Yes.
I asked you a question.
Hey, let me finish. Dennis saw BEHROUZ beating Samson in Romania. Okay? Right? Dennis?
What year was that? I don't know.
It's 2023. We were discussing this 2023 that the BEHROUZ.
Would you pick BEHROUZ over Curry?
What?
Curry in his prime?
Just whatever, when he won, whatever.
Hey,
both of them.
Talking about
his
Curry.
Mr. Olympia year? Probably not.
Just get it.
Probably not, but it would be super competitive and very similar physique.
But guys, we can't sit here and talk who he could beat and he couldn't beat.
I was just wondering what you would think.
Hold on.
Chris, you don't let me speak. So you ask me a question and then you talk over me.
Put that finger Put the finger on the mute button on Chris, just in case.
Yeah. So what I was telling Chris, Mr. Shapely guy, aesthetic guy, that everything has to flow. He compares Nathan with obliques like this, with a long torso and short legs, comparing to the most perfect balance, upper body, lower body, Shapely, and say that this is like, debatable, it's super close.
He's still talking. See that? You see that? Okay.
All day long.
I think Nathan has a powerful physique, but it's not as pleasing as BEHROUZ.
I mean, he was full here. Yeah, he was exploding full for sure. Yeah. But still, when you look pose by pose, when he was looking, how can you award? You say, maybe he could have had a deeper abs, not just deeper, tighter abs, a smaller waist, and waist was visible everywhere. And then he frogs or ride a horse with the legs, the same thing, opens them up, to create the illusion of more size. I mean, if you want to see it, you can see everything. Just look.
I think one second, you can say in a second. I think in order to really judge BEHROUZ, we have to put him next to these guys.
Yeah.
And there's a difference in the BEHROUZ from Italy and the BEHROUZ from Spain was not the same. I think in Italy, BEHROUZ was better.
Well, that's also now.
Which one is the show he won? Italy, he won, right?
Yeah, he won Italy. So, listen, there we were going a little bit more for condition. He's always super conditioned anyway. So let's go for a little bit more fullness because it's going to be Michael Krizo. It's going to be Boniak that was going into the show looking, pretty impressive. So there were a few guys that said, let's put a little bit more size and not go down too much to lose the legs. Okay? So we went for that look. And then Tyler Mannion, thought that maybe he should have been a little bit more conditioned, a little bit harder, drier. So then, for Italy, we went for that.
I mean,
Go ahead, Chris. This is what I noticed about Milos. When you want to make a point, Milos, you like to point out these things and write it into the ground. About the waist, or what you said about Rubiel. You said now you're saying about Nathan, but you didn't say it about Tim. What's his name from Germany? Tim. What's his name?
Budesheim.
Last name? Yeah. Budesheim. You said that he could have won the cow, and his waist is kind of like one of the biggest waists in the open class right now.
Yeah, not say
that about him.
Far away from look. He's
not say that about him.
He's not V-tapered. But he doesn't have a super wide waist. What?
He what? He what?
He doesn't have a super wide waist. Compare him with a Nick Walker. Okay? Nick Walker has a tapered smaller waist. What?
Is his waist bigger than Nathan's?
It's about the same. Nathan with obliques there, put him next to Budesheim. Actually, they're going to compete.
Oh, no, Milos, I got to disagree with you here.
Yeah, okay. They're going to compete on
Let's see
In
it.
Portugal.
If you open up, okay, and put the waist in, yeah, of course, Nathan has a dramatically smaller. But if he puts it down like he did in many shows, it's right there. I guarantee you. You're going to see it.
I'm going to, okay. This is Milos' opinion. No. I have to respect his opinion, of course, but my opinion on Nathan is I think he has a pretty small waist for his size. And yes, he has the obliques that stick out, but I think that's a thing that he can fix through posing. And I think, you would always see it in the ab and thigh pose. So he's got a great ab and thigh shot.
112 shows.
Yeah, I think,
Like it's something that's glaring.
I think we'd be a little too harsh on Nathan here. Listen a little bit.
No, listen. I might sound like, I was just comparing him to, should he beat BEHROUZ? For me, it was not close. For me.
Yeah, but
it was not close.
But Nathan and Budesheim.
It's not like he's that good.
If you put Budesheim next to Nathan, you will see the difference.
Well, you're going to see, of course. But listen,
Budesheim looks great. Don't get me wrong; he looks great.
Yeah, it's ripped to pieces when he gets to that thing, right? And he doesn't have the V taper, but he doesn't have a really wide waist. It's more like he has a narrow back. He doesn't have a really wide back, so he doesn't make that differential. But waist alone, look at it.
Yeah, I wouldn't call him the widest waist in the open, Chris. That was a little harsh too.
No, I said one of them. That's
the same damn thing. It's the same thing, man. If you say one of them, at least name 2, 3 more.
Yeah. Who else?
They got some more. They got the one kid you just mentioned earlier
are you going to put RUBIEL in there? You going to put RUBIEL in there?
No.
Okay, who's the other ones? Okay,
I wouldn't put RUBIEL.
Okay, so you think Tim is the biggest one?
RUBIEL's going to win the ab and thigh for sure in this show.
His abs are fucking crazy.
Yeah, he's winning the ab and thigh in the show.
It's crazy.
If it's that big and wide, there's no way he's winning the ab and thigh. And I'm telling you right now.
But listen, Chris, it's the difference of the size of his legs, man. If you have legs like him, you can have a wide waist.
He's 304.
I understand, but his legs is fucking ridiculous.
138 kg.
And I know. But what I'm saying is, his waist doesn't look as wide when you see him standing there with his quad sweep out here.
Yeah, quad sweep.
It's the same as Rami, same thing. But now imagine putting these shoulders on him.
And the chest is bigger.
I know.
Listen,
but put the shoulders on him, it's over.
Go no further than Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler had a wide waist. Yeah. So he had the shoulders twice as wide.
And he won Olympia 4 times.
Yeah. He beat you every time.
Massive.
You know?
He won? What'd you say?
Beating you pretty much every time. Except
he didn't beat me every time.
99 when I beat him also.
He didn't beat me every time.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
Pretty much every time.
Pretty much every time.
Hey.
Chris doesn't like that. You don't say that to Chris.
I beat Jay more than he beat me, but that's before he became Jay. I beat Ronnie before he became Ronnie. So let's speak like this. Example of wide waist, go no further than Jay Cutler. You know, he deserves winning with this V.
Why you put so much emphasis on people's waist when they can win or lose? It's not the same. When they start hitting these shots with all this muscle, you can't just pick one body part and be like, or one body area and be like, that's the reason why I should lose.
Guys,
listen, if you have a wide waist and nothing upstairs, then change is complete. All the back shots are already gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's
no V taper.
Hey, one more thing. Dennis.
Okay.
Then body parts start falling off, and then you still got the big waist and body parts start falling off. Lats are gone.
Yeah.
Shoulders are missing now. All of that happens throughout.
Oh yeah, that comes with age. When I look at my shit right now, it's oh boy. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to talk about it. But listen, what I wanted to talk about before we go today is Brandon Curry and Abdullah split. What do you guys think?
No one knows why, huh? I heard a rumor that he might be coming out here still.
Yes, he's coming. I know he's coming. He's coming. So
into something like that.
I wanted to have Abdullah on today because I wanted him to tell it like it is. You know, I don't want to do it for him because since he's not coming, that means I'm not going to say what he told me because I want him to say it, you know, tell himself.
Is he gonna work with someone in like Oscar or somebody, you think?
I have no idea. Who he's going to be working with. You know, he probably still thinks that if he comes here, it's still going to be okay. I don't know. You know, but what do you guys think? Is that going to hurt him or help him?
Well, it's going to help him to be in Kuwait. I'll tell you that right now.
But listen, this is how it is. Like, okay, would Samson be better with me or without me? Why would he be better with me? He has experience. He has the knowledge. He can use somebody's.
But Milos, all the experience in the world doesn't help once you get closer to the show and you doubt yourself.
Yeah, but you have some other coach or
I get it. But you come by experience. Yeah. We all have experience, but we all doubt ourselves. We get to that point. We like ourselves today and tomorrow. I can't stand myself. We all have that. It doesn't matter how long we've been doing it, huh?
It's a roller coaster.
Yeah, it is.
Monday's good. Wednesday is fun.
Yeah.
Friday is
I mean, I'm sure that Brandon's going to take some coach if he's leaving Abdullah. It just
I don't even know. I don't even know if he's leaving Abdullah or if it's the other way around. So so everybody's jumping into the conclusion that he was leaving.
No, it was Abdullah is what you heard from. You didn't really hear from Curry.
You know,
you hear from Curry.
Now that you say this, Dennis, okay, let me ask you, which coach do you know that left the athlete ever?
Sometimes.
Yeah, it's fun. Give me an example.
The problem is I can't say what I really want to say because I want to give him the opportunity. But I'll talk to you guys off camera later and give it to you the way I heard it. But like I said, at the end of the day, they are still. I mean, I don't think that. I don't even know if it stays that way. Maybe it changes when he gets to Kuwait. I don't know. You know.
When is he coming?
I don't know. He's like, I don't know.
I heard about. What's the date?
Yeah, it should be any day, I guess.
I heard about the 9th. It's like it's the 2nd now.
That's a little late though, but that's okay. You know,
I think the most important factor is there's obviously multiple very good coaches out there, but that coach relationship is you have to trust that coach with everything that you got to do exactly what he says, because if there's any doubt in your mind, well, no, I don't want to do it this way, and you start going off the plan without saying anything, then that causes communication issues. And
it's funny though. It's funny because Abdullah made a statement. We all saw it, right?
Yeah.
And we didn't hear nothing from Brandon.
That's what I mean.
So is he really doing it, or is he maybe not doing it? What are his chances to even place?
Trying to.
I mean, if he comes to Kuwait, you'll be there firsthand, and you can ask him what the deal is. You know, because I mean, it's strange that this happens this close to the Olympia. But what are his chances? What are his chances, anyways? To be honest, if we look at Brandon now, the way he's been going the last 2 years, and we didn't really see much of him this year, so I'll think that he's going to come probably starting from day 2. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe this is his Hail Mary. You know.
Yeah, but listen, okay, he placed 4th last year.
Yeah.
Okay. Did he look great?
Not really, but he had that hospital episode.
I know, but you guys are comparing. Okay, compare Brandon at his best in BEHROUZ, right? So, like, well, Brandon from last year's Olympia, I could compare BEHROUZ to that. Yeah, why are you laughing?
I just
So for me, you see, if Brandon can make top 4 at Olympia, looking like this.
I got a lot of shit.
Just imagine what he would look like if he's on top.
I got some shit from did you see that one comment where people say that I'm fucking crazy thinking that BEHROUZ can make top 6 at the Olympia?
Of course.
I'll still stand by it. I said, people,
tell
you
this
guys.
to Chris. Tell Chris he needs to have some chill pill here.
But he's gonna stumble in his shot. Wait.
Do you remember what I said last week? Do you remember you remember what I told you guys last week?
He's gonna fall down.
Hold on, Chris. Chris, give me a second. Do you remember what I said last week when I said, let BEHROUZ get a visa and get to the United States 4 to 6 weeks before the Olympia and let Milos get a hold of him?
Shit.
I promise you, I'm convinced, I will put my car on it, that this guy will be at his all-time best at the Olympia. And I'm not saying he's going to win it, but I'm saying he's going to compete with guys that did make top 4, top 5, and top 6. So I absolutely believe that he has what it takes to be in the top 6. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying that I can see it happen. Is there anything wrong with that?
You see how that goes, PJ? He said it, but he said he didn't make it.
For him, I think would be a major accomplishment because right off the bat, Hadi, Derek, Samson, and Walker, there's 4 right there.
We always talk about the Olympia saying we always predict them. This is what we're going to do. Right. What we're going to do next. We're thinking everybody comes in at 100%. It never happens. We didn't have a single Olympia. I mean, you can go back to, you're going to have to go back into the 90s.
Yeah.
To see where the top 10 are all in shape. That's not happening.
And it's not written in stone that the champion is always going to repeat now either.
So the only thing I'm saying is that.
But if BEHROUZ is sipping on, if BEHROUZ in a back shot, Dennis, and he's on his tippy toes like he do all the time, I would definitely be going boom and not hit his arm and then hit his body. I'd go
Should we do 14 weeks out predictions or should we wait?
Wait.
Yeah, we did the last.
More people in the hunt.
Yeah, let's wait a couple of weeks. Let's wait till we get to 12 weeks out. Before I put you guys on the spot.
Not Samson, but
Rubiel. He needs to qualify. Hey, and if he does qualify, is that problem? That the issue solved with the visa? Is he getting in, or what's happening here?
He'll get in. He'll get in.
That's what we thought before, and he didn't show up.
I just think he was over his head. He turned pro.
Does he have his visa? Because he obviously tried before, correct? Oh, he didn't even try.
For the Diamond Classic, right?
I did what I was supposed to do.
No, anyway. I'm not blaming you, Chris. I'm just asking you because
I know, but I did. I filled out what I needed to fill out. It just needed to.
So he never went forward. He never went forward with it. He never really filed.
It just needed to be paid. I did.
Chris, what I'm trying to say is, I mean, the Olympia is in 3.5 months from now. I mean, you want to get shit done now, not the last 6 weeks, because that shit can take some time. Especially now. Especially now.
He's going to be qualified in a few weeks, and then he's going to be going on.
Yeah, but Chris, I would still ask for the visa before. Why would you wait if you qualify? Because there might be some other opportunities next year.
Hey, so here's the
I
thing.
don't need another guy qualifying for the Olympia and can't make it to the Olympia because he doesn't have his visa. We already know that BEHROUZ is going to be 50-50.
Is what's his name doing it?
I just wanna shut Chris. Okay, you complain about this?
He looks great.
Yeah, it's like one of those wrestlers that have a big butt that want to sit on you in the corner.
If butt is what you see, you are trained differently. I'm looking at the body. I'm looking at the crazy fucking back.
Looks pretty good, man. Looks pretty good.
I mean, his back
looks phenomenal.
Looks pretty good, man.
That's him today, right? At 267.
Yeah, this was a couple of weeks before the show.
Oh, so
he didn't cup his butt.
The video today is too long. Today, I mean, it would take too long, so I just needed to make that point.
He didn't cup his butt like you normally do.
Yeah, listen, I'm sure you didn't see me touching my butt ever. Or anybody's butt.
Hey, Milos, you my boy, man.
All right, what time is it over there, Chris?
10:37 p.m.
Time for you to go to sleep.
Mm.
Time for you to go to bed.
Hey, Chris's face is more slim finally.
Yeah,
right?
he's starting to look
like
he's starting to look more.
I'll tell you, I'm gonna have it.
Hey,
I'll tell you.
he's starting to look more handsome now.
Beard off and be like.
Let me ask you, 16 weeks, you all start training right now. Who wins? Who's first, who's second, who's third?
Dennis is going to win because he's been on them hormones for fucking 30 years.
Who?
I'm not on anything.
Hey, I'll beat Chris.
You see how much shit this guy is talking? He's telling me I'm on
years now.
Yeah.
I can get enough out of Dennis's elbow than I've had in 6 years, 7 years.
See, now he's jumping on me with some bullshit. That's okay. That's okay.
Hey,
I would beat Chris naturally. If he's natural, I'm natural. I would beat him.
Hey, PJ.
He was
PJ,
only. Hey, listen. He was only good enough because he was on gear like a fucking animal.
PJ.
Yes.
You know, when I was with the Teenage Nationals, I was clean, all that stuff.
Yeah, that's what they say.
And wait.
50 years later, they talk like this. Yeah, I was clean.
And listen,
almost.
All these, listen, Dennis. I mean, PJ, all these guys, when Tyson was roaring through everybody and just running through everybody, no one was trying to challenge him.
Mm-hmm.
Now when he gets older, now you got a YouTuber.
Yeah.
Now but if he was in his prime, they wouldn't say shit. That's what these guys do. In my prime, they wouldn't say shit.
Chris, when was your prime?
Give
me your prime. Give me your prime 4 years. From when to when? When was your prime, Chris?
93 until 2005.
All right, and I beat you when? 2 times? Just give me the year.
When you didn't give me
in your fucking prime, Chris. So stop talking.
PJ, I come in and I say, PJ, can you give me some diuretics, bro?
That's another lie he makes up. That's another lie he makes up.
Can
you mute him for a second? Mute Chris for a second.
Can you give me some color?
That's another lie he makes up because he can't take fucking defeat. You know, and I like him for that because he's a competitor. But he can. Until you hear what he said? Until 2005, I beat him in 2002 and in 2001. So he was in his prime. All right, you can put him back. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, shit.
Unmute him.
I beat him twice too in his prime.
Look, he's talking out of his finger right now. Look at him.
Say what?
Huh?
Say what?
Chris, did you mute yourself?
Make a point. Keep him muted. Yeah. All right, Chris. There you go.
Chris, sign language.
You're the man.
Sign language.
You're the man.
What's the matter?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, we can't even unmute him.
He has nothing to say anyway.
Hey, Milos, we can't even unmute him no more. He's locked. So that's okay. We're done anyway. Chris, we love you, brother, man, for real. Even though you can't talk, we love you. Milos, PJ, man, thanks for making the time. Thank you for making the time.
It's an honor for me to be on here with you guys, man. You guys were what got me into bodybuilding. I still watch everything that you do. Milos, I saw you on Fight Inc. At the party with all those guys, with Dana White in the dunk tank. I was like, man, look at Milos on TV right with these guys.
Milos all the way up in there. You know?
All the way up in there. So.
Hey, by the way,
his head is all the way up in there.
in 20 minutes, I'm training Shannon Sharp.
Oh, that's awesome. I love Shannon Sharp. He's got a great podcast, too. So.
Yeah.
He has a great body.
All right, guys, then run so you can make the time. Love you guys. Take care. Be safe, y'all.
Thank you, guys.
Peace out.
God bless.
Hey.
Chris, you suck.